So solve by completing this square. This gets a little trickier because now we have an odd number here. So taking half of it and squaring it isn't as quote-unquote clean as the other ones, but the process remains the same. I'm going to add 7 to both sides. Again, is my a value 1? Yes, it is. Is my c value 0? Well, it is now that I have added 7 to both sides. So yes, so I'm ready to complete the square. Plus blank plus blank. To find the blank, I take half of my b value, which is 3 halves, and I square it. Remember, when you square, it's the same as 3 squared over 2 squared, which is 9/4. So I'm going to add 9/4 to both sides, and some of you will be tempted to add decimals. I'd encourage you not to work in fractions. And so now here I have, remember it's always half of b, so x plus 3 halves squared equals, and 7 plus 9/4 is, let's see, 7/4. How many fourths is 7? 7 over 1. So I'm going to multiply top and bottom by 4. That gives me 28/4. So 28/4 plus 9/4, which is the same as 37/4. So now when I take the square root of both sides, I get x plus 3 halves equals, remember, 37/4, the square root is the same as the square root of 37 or the square root of 4. This is where these rules that you hopefully learned in exponents and radicals start to play out. I know the square root of 4 is just 2, so this is plus and minus the square root of 37, all over 2. I'm going to now get x alone by subtracting 3 halves from both sides. So I get x equals minus 3 halves plus and minus the square root of 37 halves, which I could just simply rewrite as minus 3 plus and minus the square root of 37 all over 2. This format should look sort of familiar to you. It would be the same as if you had the quadratic formula. Now some of you might look at me and say, this is easier to solve using the quadratic formula. Well, possibly, but what happens when it's not set equal to 0? What happens if you're just trying to complete the square to find the vertex, which we're going to lead to later? You're going to need to use this. Now, I'm going to add 9 to both sides, and I get 2x squared plus 8x equals 9. Is my a value equal to 1? No, it's not yet. So I'm going to divide everything by 2. X squared plus 4x equals 9 halves, 4 1/2. Is my c value 0? Yes. My no is now yes, so I'm ready for my plus blank plus blank. Half of 4 is 2. Squared is 4, so I'm adding 4 to both sides. So now to complete the square, I get x plus 2, quantity squared, equals 17 halves. Take the square root of both sides, and I get x plus 2 equals square root of 17 over square root of 2. Subtract 2 from both sides, and I get x equals minus 2, and of course this is plus and minus, I apologize, plus and minus the square root of 17 over the square root of 2, and I need to rationalize this. So I multiply top and bottom by root 2. And I get x equals minus 2 plus and minus the square root of 34 all over 2. And that's an acceptable format as well.